Jacob Rees-Mogg continues his conservative rebellion against Rishi Sunak's globalist policies, this time on the minimum global taxation system. Okay, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's talk about the clash between Jacob Rees-Mogg, who's now on the backbenches of the Tory party, and the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, or the Prime Minister, Jeremy Hunt, and Rishi Sunak. Jacob Rees-Mogg is starting his new show on GB News soon, and he's also apparently becoming a new face of a report from the Adam Smith Institute. This is quite interesting because Rishi Sunak, who has essentially become a lapdog of Joe Biden and all the globalists with certain policies, was very proud to actually announce this idiotic policy that was going around initially at the World Economic Forum and those kind of gatherings. The idea was to have a minimum global business tax, and they call it corporation tax, so that it sounds better, so that people assume, oh, they're going after all the big dogs, Amazons and Googles, but essentially it just applies to any business. Corporation tax means business tax, and the people who are going to be hurt more are small and medium-sized businesses, especially when they're dealing with international clients, but even domestically as well. The idea is to have a minimum tax rate, so you can't really cut it even further, for all the countries. So all the Western countries that we have, the US, Canada, France, the UK. So no tax competition. Everyone will be equal. It's a classic EU mentality that they've had. And the European Union trying to have a central bank and a central currency and everything else, of course, is a terrible idea. But now, Adam Smith Institute and Jacob Rees-Mogg are teaming up. The ASI have now published a report with the support of Rees-Mogg. Jacob Rees-Mogg came out to actually say this, that tax competition between countries keeps rates low and increases prosperity. Agreeing high rates among a cabal of developed nations will keep the world poorer. But maybe that's exactly what they want. That's maybe the whole plan. And this is why someone needs to actually talk about these things. And we have to actually create a debate, especially when it comes to the mainstream media and the political environments that we have. You know, for example, Adam Smith Institute have written this report, but how many people are actually going to be reading it or even be aware of these arguments? Now, the minimum corporation tax that's going to be kind of globally accepted by all these idiots and all these governments, it's going to cause some chaos, a little bit of chaos, even for Rishi Sunak and Jeremy Hunt, because they are obsessed with leveling up, and it's going to affect their leveling up nonsense. So the second bullet point is very important in this report. It says, proposed rules could undermine key areas of UK tax policy, including investment zones and free ports, business tax credits and super deductions for the depreciation of equipment investments, and accelerated cost recovery for new investments in intellectual property, which makes up over 1/3 of all UK investment. So the whole idea of going around, do you remember Rishi Sunak? A few months ago when he was doing his leadership campaign, he was very proud to go up and down the country, especially in the north, pretending and claiming that he came up with the idea of free ports, even though he didn't. And then he said, I am such a champion of free ports and enterprise zones and all this and that. But something like this will completely undermine it because he can no longer have any competitiveness. So it makes absolutely no sense why this guy has become a lapdog to Joe Biden. And Joe Biden is also not really in charge himself either. So the whole thing is a circus. And it just goes around and round. And we have to ask the real questions. Who is influencing these idiotic ideas? And why are these people not challenging these ideas? They just say yes to everything. Maybe we have the answer, but you know exactly. We don't want to get censored again. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.